Has China backed down? The recent 125% tariff increase on U.S. goods by China sparked immediate reactions. Many wondered, is China backing down? On the 11th of April, China issued a response stating that if the U.S. continues imposing tariffs, China will ignore them. Does this mean China won't retaliate anymore? Not at all. This is actually a strategic move that shows China's wisdom as a responsible global player. Since President Trump launched the trade war in early April, China has been at the forefront, bearing the brunt of the pressure. The two nations have escalated tariffs, pushing them to a staggering 125%. This back and forth has put the U.S. and China into a dangerous hostility spiral, a term used in international relations to describe a vicious cycle where one side's actions provoke retaliation, which is seen as hostility, leading to further escalation. In such a cycle, any retreat from either side would be perceived as weakness, forcing both to keep escalating. The natural conclusion of this spiral is war, but a war between China and the U.S. clearly isn't in China's interest. So, what is China's approach? It's about balance, standing firm without escalating the conflict into something worse. After Trump raised tariffs to 125%, China matched them, signaling its determination. But China also clarified that U.S. goods have no market in China at these tariffs. If the U.S. hikes tariffs again, China won't respond because it won't be importing American goods anyway. This move effectively halts the escalation, preventing the conflict from spiraling into a broader war and showing a responsible stance in contrast to the U.S.'s unchecked aggression. However, this doesn't mean the end of the U.S.-China conflict. The U.S. has not achieved its goals yet, and the battle will shift to other fronts such as harassing Chinese students, seizing assets, or delisting Chinese stocks from U.S. exchanges. These measures might hurt, but the real target is China's leading tech companies, particularly in industrial software. The U.S. has already restricted China's access to critical software tools like MATLAB and key EDA software for Huawei, which caused major setbacks in chip design. But China is responding with innovation and self-reliance. Chinese companies are making breakthroughs in industrial software powered by AI and big data. Companies like Zhongwang and Yongyu are leading the charge, and numerous startups are helping traditional industries transition into smart factories. One such company, Puhui Smart Manufacturing in Hangzhou, is helping many manufacturers digitize and modernize. It even plays a key role in drafting national standards for cloud-based manufacturing. However, these companies are now prime targets for U.S. actions. Recently, HP has targeted Puhui, claiming its trademarks are too similar to HP's. Despite the differences in their industries, HP makes computers and printers, while Puhui develops industrial software. HP continues to press the issue, trying to undermine Puhui's operations. This aggressive stance by HP highlights the U.S.'s anxiety about losing its dominant position in global tech. By attacking Chinese companies, the U.S. hopes to label them as IP violators, effectively stifling China's industrial software sector before it can grow. So, what should China do? The industrial software market is small and not incredibly profitable, but the entrepreneurs behind it are not in it for quick gains. They are driven by a larger goal, to break the West's technological blockade and help China rise. Even if they are targeted, they remain committed to their country's cause. In times of national crisis, these entrepreneurs are willing to risk everything for China's success. The state must support them, ensuring that their efforts are not in vain. The tariff and intellectual property wars are both about defending the interests of the Chinese people. This battle is not about expecting the U.S. to back down through reason alone. The U.S. has strategically planned this war to halt China's rise. To face such an adversary, the only option is to stand firm and strike back. Whether it's Biden, Trump, or another president, the U.S. will decide how long the conflict lasts, but China must be prepared to fight until victory is achieved.